بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome all of you wherever you are. Welcome you again, any place you are, and welcome you again with your first part of the Fatwa life in the third day of Ramadan. The first question tonight, it came from Sacramento, California. As you know, the Masjid is full of worshippers in Ramadan. We try to provide for the brothers some places outside, but that's very hard with the rain. The Imam usually in his place inside the Masjid, but there is places in the alleys in the Masjid. It will take a number of Muslims. The followers will be in the same line or in front of the Imam. So we could bring the Imam in front. So he'll be Imam in front of all the lines. And this is giving us a lot of technical problem. The khushu' and the Imam don't feel the khushu' when he praying. Also with the voice in the alleys, if we leave the Imam in his place and we stop the people from praying in front of the Imam when we can't, what do we do? The answer, dear brother, originally, the person should not be ahead of the Imam. If he did, the prayer is voided with the Hanafi, Shafi'i, Maliki. And the reason, it is not narrated on the Prophet ﷺ, on his followers, that it is allowed for the person to be in front of the Imam. Because the Imam, the follower needs to follow the Imam in all his actions. So how could he do that if he's in front of him? The Prophet ﷺ said, indeed the Imam was made so he could be followed. So if you have to look behind you to look at the Imam, then you have voided your prayer. Also the hadith of our mother Aisha in the saying of the Prophet ﷺ. So he will be followed. I mean, he follows. So if you follow, if you're in front of the Imam, it will really void that rule. The hadith of Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him. I stayed with my aunt Maymuna. So the Prophet ﷺ in the night, and he made wudu very quickly. So I did the same thing, like he did, alayhi salatu wasalam. And I went and stood on his left. So he took me and put me on his right side. And that he, alayhi salatu, took him behind his back, not in front of him. And it's easier for him to move him from the front, but no, he made him move behind him, even for a few seconds. These are the rules of ease. So what about the time when there is a need? If it is tight on the people and they need that one of them has to be in front of the Imam, there is a way because of that need. Because there is no burden in the Sharia. And Allah Azza wa Jalla obligates you what you can do. Allah does not obligate you what you can't hold or cannot burden. Allah said, we did not make in this religion any burden. And he alayhi salatu wasalam said, if I ordered you to do something, do what you can. And this shows you whenever things get tighter, then you find a lot of bigger solutions. And this is one of the sayings of Al-Imam Ahmad. And this is the choice of Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah. That you go in front of the Imam. So you could be in the congregation. The Imam is from the obligation of the prayer. That people try to be behind him. And all of it, it will be with the reason, with a good reason. So he said, it allowed, if there is a crowd and you cannot pray Jum'ah or Janazah except in front of the Imam, it is better than to leave the prayer altogether. And this is the saying of some of the scholars. It's with the madhab Imam Ahmad, and it is more moderate of a talk, of a thought. That's the choice of Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen when he was asked about being in front of the Imam in the room. Like what they do in the Mecca. So he said, if they're in one direction, the follower should not be ahead of the Imam. That's the Shaykh al-Islam. But if the Imam in one area and the follower in another, like around the Kaaba, there is not a problem, inshallah. And they are closer to the Kaaba than the Imam. This is from the majority. The Maliki is different. They hated that without a reason. And in the book of Sharh, the big explanation, it says it is hated for the group to pray behind the posts or the poles in the masjid. And Allah knows the best. In summary, that there is a permission of what you have mentioned. As long as you did the effort to avoid that as much as you can. And what you can't, خلاص, may Allah inshallah make it easy inshallah. The second question is the dua by saying, oh Allah, if you are satisfied about me and you love me, then answer my call or my supplication. Can you ask for a sign from Allah? Well, the answer, there is no doubt from the sign of the love of Allah Azza wa Jal to His servant and His satisfaction that He answered his dua. In the Hadith al-Qudsi, the servant of mine is still getting closer to me with the extra prayers until I love him. And if I love him, then I'll be his hearing that he hears with, and his sight that he sees with, and his hand that he hit with, and his foot that he walks in. And if he asks me, I will give him, and if he seek my refuge, I will protect him. But that does not mean that everything Allah Azza wa Jal answers it, that He loves him or satisfied with him. He Almighty could answer the call of the disbeliever, and Allah don't love them, and He is not satisfied with their actions. And it could be like something where He want to build the rug underneath them. It will be to drag them to a trap that He's plotting for them. Allah Azza wa Jal put His land to everybody, and His sky covers them all, and they will reach their sustenance, all of them. And He answered their call, the needy. And when Ibrahim, peace be upon him, he said to give his people, whomever, to give the good fruit for those who believe, he said, Allah replied, and also those who disbelieved. Then I will take him to the torment of the hellfire. And from the signs of this, Allah is saying, if they rode in the sea, they ask Allah sincerely. When He saved them, they go back. Allah the Almighty, when they asked Him in the ship and they were in a storm, He answered them, He saved them. And Allah said, and if the waves is very high and it's all darkness, He saved them when they called on Him. Also, the saying of the Prophet ﷺ, be careful of the supplication of the transgressed upon, because there is nothing in between that supplication of Allah. And all people ask Allah, their believer and disbeliever. Allah might answer them. They ask Allah to sustenance, and He gives them food and drinks. But that's in general. And Allah answered the one who is in need and the one who is oppressed. Ibn Qudam said, you not have to make because they're asking Allah's sustenance to them, so they should not be stopped. Maybe Allah will answer them because He have guaranteed the sustenance of all His creations. Allah said, we all provide these and these from the given or your Lord, and there is no restrictions on your Lord's given. Ibn al-Qayyim says, not everybody Allah answers his call. That means that Allah is happy with him. So in summary, the answer of the call is not a sign that Allah loves you. It is one of the signs of Allah's love to the believer who obey Him. So he needs to say, oh Allah, be pleased with me and satisfy my hope. Because Allah might be happy, but He will not like to give it to him in the way that he asked for, because of a wisdom Allah knows, and He knows what is best for him. And Allah might save it for him. So no one will be prevented from the good, and He's answered anything way, as long as he's sincere and he asks for any bad thing or severing of any relationship. And we all know that Allah's answer depends on His wisdom. The other question, does anybody heard about TikTok finance and the top coin finance? well, we need to know what are the rules of this finance. So I can tell you because the fatwa depends on the facts and the information, and we need more information on this. The the one who always have the whispering of the shaitan that he divorced his wife, he says that he also got the same thing of cursing and disbelief in Allah anytime he gets angry. I hate that, but I do utter with it, and I'm boiling from misal. Is there any forgiveness for me for that? I don't need to be a disbeliever, especially in Ramadan. And the companions they used to have, and they fight it, and that when they told that to the Prophet ﷺ, he said that is the core of the faith. When you push these thoughts away, that's when you find that you are closer to Allah. But try to control your anger and remember the advice of the Prophet ﷺ. And seek Allah. Every disease has a cure. I have a question about the justice in giving. My father will give the males and females the same, but he don't prevent anybody from anything. Like me and my sister, he bought us two cars. My little kids, because they don't drive, he went to buy something better. But I'm afraid that there is jealousy. I'm saying that we all have to be equal, even though they did not complain. First of all, between expenditure and gift. If I have a child, he needs, you give it to him whatever his need. That you're not gonna give him a car. You give him something he can play with. But the elders who can drive, yes, you give him a real car. So if you give this one his need and his need, then you are just. The expenditure, the measurement is the need. Uh, do you have to get your sons to be sick so they'll be the equal? No. The expenditure is the need, and the gift, which is bigger, you have to be just. What is the measurement on the majority? Is equal between men, female and female. With Hanafil, it's the rules of inheritance. So, what you are saying from the form of the there is nothing wrong of asking and try to choose the best. Because today there is action and no accountability, to more accountability and no work. I am not diabetic, but I have some of the signs. I sleep until Maghrib, So, is that haram? Sleeping is not haram. It's one of the things, as long as it does not stop you from obligation. So you need to follow the doctors so specialized. So you don't spend the whole day asleep and you miss so many good things in life. The sleep that will not distract you from obligation is okay. But don't waste your life, your age, your time on just asleep. We'll stop here today, inshallah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.